Hey everyone, talking about Vera Wang Cologne for men, and I am blown away by this. I don't usually talk about cheapies on this channel, one, because there's so many other channels out there focused on that, and two, that's not what I'm usually trying or wearing, but this, oh my god, it's just so good. So the notes in this are yuzu and mandarin leaf on top, nutmeg, leather, and anise in the mid, and tobacco and sandalwood in the base. I thought because of it being a cheapie and, just kind of like not anything that I'd necessarily even heard a ton about before in terms of being raved about or anything in more recent fragrance community times, that this would just kind of be like, okay, yeah, it smells kind of cheap and generic, whatever, but no, this is definitely one of the top 5 best masculine cheapies that I've ever smelled, so wow. It starts out, and I mean, it's kind of linear, but in a sort of good way, and it does get more like woody and tobacco-y by the dry down, but you're already getting some nice spice and leather and a bit of woods in the beginning. This isn't like it just opens with some super sweet tart citrus and then later gets a little bit more masculine. The beginning, you're already getting like some warm spice, some leather. Wrapped around that is like yuzu and some green mandarin leaf, which makes for a really nice combination. It keeps it fresh and also elegant at the same time. And yeah, as mentioned, by the time it gets to the dry down, it's more woodsy, more tobacco-y, but it never gets harsh. And I'm not even a sandalwood fan, or tobacco for that matter, and I still really like the dry down. Wow. So this also is so versatile. You could wear this, I wouldn't wear it when it's like a really hot summer day out, but you could wear this winter, fall, spring, summer if it's not too hot, day or night. This totally works for elegant, formal occasions, whether you're, going on a date or, or something more, even more formal or fancy than that. And it also works as just an everyday dumb reach as well for anything casual. So the fact that it smells so good, it's a lot more affordable than most stuff that to me smells this good. And it's so versatile that you could use it just like constantly in so many occasions. That's really impressive. So it's not as cheap now as it used to be. Now you can get a 50 ml for about $35 on FragranceNet after discounts. I'm sure this came out, I believe, in the early 2000s. I'm sure back then it was a lot cheaper. It's not as sold as many places now, but I'll put a link in the description where you can get it for FragranceNet. As of right now, they still have it. If you don't see it there when you go there, just Google it. There's some other places that will still have it. And it seems to usually be, not much more than like $40 for a 50 ml. And that is absolutely worth it. I'm actually going to have to try this a little bit further because this is the first time in quite a long time that I've encountered something that wasn't niche that I felt like, wow, that I really might want to get a full bottle of this. I mean, yeah, speechless. So I highly recommend this. Even if you aren't usually a fan of cheapies or designer scents and you're more into niche, if you like the idea of sort of a woodsy leather with a bit of like citrus to it as well. I'm not saying this smells niche. I'm not saying it smells like a $500, parfum extrait or something like that, but it also doesn't smell explicitly cheap to me. I don't think this is something where most people smelling it would think that you're wearing something that costs as little as it does. It's just so refined and yet also fresh, really like seductive and elegant, but at the same time not at all stuffy. I think it could work for anyone of any age, from teenage to 90 and up. Like, yeah, I have to say I just highly recommend this. If you like leather, some warm spice, some woods, you don't have to love tobacco, you don't have to love sandalwood for it. If you hate leather, yeah, then I wouldn't get it. If you hate any even hint of warm spice, don't get it. But otherwise, this is definitely worth checking out. In addition to a link where you can get a bottle, I will put a link in the description where you can also buy a sample. I don't encourage blind buys, so I always recommend people to start with a sample anyway in case it's not for you, but wow.